Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, welcome back to Card Council. My name is Kevin and welcome to our courtroom where today we are placing Perfect Order ETB back on trial. Now, if you missed the last Perfect Order opening on this channel, please go back and watch as the Perfect Order ETB was declared a mistrial. The very first mistrial on the channel. So we are doing the responsible thing and retrying Perfect Order's ETB to determine if they are guilty or not guilty of fraud, misrepresentation, anything like that, as they claim to be perfect. But will they actually? So we will find out. Of course, you get your booklet, and then you get the ETB here. As I said in the first video, I still stand by it. The actual ETB box for me is just super meh. I don't like... First off, Zygarde's just not that cool of a lead Pokemon to have in the carry slot for a set. I don't like the color scheme that they have going on this. I love black and green. I'm just not a big fan of it here as selling point. And the sleeves and the coin, they could have done a whole lot more with these sleeves. And the coin's a coin, doesn't really matter at the end of the day, cool collectible. But the sleeves, they could have done a whole lot more. We've seen a lot better options in recent sets. So they, in my opinion, missed the mark there. What they didn't miss the mark on is the Tyrant promo. I absolutely love this promo card. I've seen some people online, since they've been able to get their hands on some more product, be able to open. Some aren't the biggest fan of this. I love it. I think it's extremely cute. I love the art, him breaking through the boulder back there. I just think it's a very, very, very good promo. And nice for any collection. You get your giant thing of energies at standard. And then you get some damage die. Nothing too crazy there. But then we get into why we open ETBs as I make room. This beautiful, beautiful stack of 9 packs, or as we call them on the channel when they are all the exact same set, each pack is an exhibit. With the last pack here being the closing arguments for the set. So we will set that aside right there. So let's just get straight into it. Last time, we had a pretty decent opening with the best pull being the hyper rare Pokepad. That was a very, very good pull, but that being the best of the entire set for that ETB. I'm hoping we can do better. Morgan literally this morning pulled the Clefairy IR, so I very much want that. I love that artwork there. So let's go ahead and get into it. Opening arguments, nothing really different from the opening arguments of the first video. So let's get into determining if Perfect Order ETB is guilty or not guilty of fraud. So, Exhibit A as we get on into it. I was beating myself up declaring mistrial there on the first one, just because I was like, I have to. It locked me into another video. But that's okay, because honestly, I'm having a ton of fun opening this set. It's a little slept on in my opinion. and getting unnecessary hate, because like this Halucha art, I am such a big fan of this Halucha art. I think it's really fun. Love the colors. Like, there's just some really good art in this set, and I think it's getting some unnecessary hate just because there's no big carry Pokemon in it. Like, that Meowth EX, the SIR, it should not be that high on price. The Meowth IR, where he's laying in a tree, is objectively way, way better. But, again, they didn't ask me. So, Naveen, Volcanion, Core Memory, Reverse Hollow Naveen, Reverse Hollow Probass, and Mr. Bailiff Snorlax. Help us out here on Exhibit A. We get Chinpow Hollow. Exhibit A starting very slowly. So recently, as I kind of do some organization here, I was able to start opening some Sword and Shield base set as we get into Exhibit B. And it just takes me back to the yellow border days of Pokemon cards. And I have to say that objectively, the yellow borders are way more superior. I think that the yellow borders just make the cards pop more. The silver is it's just boring. So, down in the comments, let me know what you like more, the yellow borders or the silver borders. I think Pokemon should go back to the yellow borders because it's just something so nostalgic and so nice about them. Like, a yellow border on this would look, in my opinion, way better than what it is now. Vivillon, Luminos City, Reverse Hollow, Antique Sail Fossil. Let's go. A Doublade IR. This is my third Doublade IR I have pulled of Doublade. Second in English. I absolutely love this art. And we get Aurorus Hollow. We cannot complain whatsoever with a Doublade IR right there in Exhibit B. So, Exhibit C, coming off of a very nice IR pull there. Exhibit B, bringing the heat, as we are 50% in terms of good exhibits here. Let's get into Fighting Energy, Furfrou, Tyrunt. Hey, look, there's two of you. Servine, Clefairy, Hippowdon, Judge, Turtonator, Reverse Hollow Fletchling. Alright, Bailiff Snorlax, help me out. Reverse Hollow Sandlet, and a Landorus Hollow for Exhibit C. Right back to where we were as we get into Exhibit D. I hope everybody has been having a good week recently, or just a good time, period. As I filmed this, there's this hand. Whoop. If you've seen the other videos, there's a lot missing over here. And it's a little messy behind me, as well as Morgan and I, at the time of filming, Leaf Energy, are in the process of moving. And if you've ever moved, you understand how absolutely horrible and time-consuming this is. So, very lucky that we had some time this weekend. Go visit my parents and go visit some card shops to pick up some product, pretty much, just to have while we're in this moving process, and give me a chance to film plenty and have some stuff on backlog so I can get some uploads in while moving. Because if I don't, well, I'm going to go on hiatus for a while. Bailiff, help me out with the reverse hollow rowlet. Reverse hollow barbacore. Reverse hollow barbaracle. And ooh, Gengar hollow. I love it. I actually really do like this Gengar. It's not, in my opinion, it's not getting enough love in the community. The way that, if you can see it here on the camera, the purple sparks kind of popping out around it. Really don't see it kind of head on. You turn it sideways and you really see it. I think this Gengar is going to explode as time kind of goes on and people give it the appreciation that it deserves. We are, I believe we are 3 exhibits in. No, we are 4 exhibits in, as that was Exhibit D. As we get to Exhibit E with the Meowth art. Let's see how this goes. But, yeah, over the weekend, Morgan and I were able to check out 2 different card shops back in my parents' home, or in my hometown, back with my parents. And the amount of bulk that we sat in one shop for 2.5 hours just going through bulk, because it is one of our favorite things to do just for fun. And it scratches an itch, I swear to God. Shaman, Luminous City. No, that's the cake. Antique Jaw Fossil. Amora. And a Yveltal EX. Alright, that's something right there. We get an EX here on Exhibit E. Okay. So far for Perfect Order's retrial, I would say it is not necessarily going too great for them, but they have a couple chances left as we get into Exhibit F. I've honestly really enjoyed opening Perfect Order. It's got a lot of hate online just for the set itself, but the pull rates have been pretty fair. I love the artwork in this set, but if we graded it just on that, it wouldn't be much of a video. We got to see what they're willing to give me here. So, we have the basic Electric Energy, a Spritzy, Doublade, Hawlucha, I think is my favorite art of the commons. Spupa, Aegislash, Core Memory, Talonflame, another beautiful artwork. Reverse Hollow Diggersby. Mr. Bailiff, can we keep the luck going? Help me out, Mr. Bailiff Snorlax. We get a Reverse Hollow Scatterbug. And let's go, Mega Zygarde EX. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. There it is. Exhibit F, providing what the defense needs here today. They're picking up here a little. The last couple exhibits able to provide some very good arguments for the defense. So they are starting to pick up some steam. The Doublade is doing a lot of carrying. But let's see if the defense can provide any more reasonable arguments and absolutely demolish any reasonable doubt as we get into Exhibit G. Okay. Code card that I don't know if anyone uses. And we get the Dark Energy, Hey, it's you, Snorlax. Let's go, Bailiff. You're here. Esper, Proboss, Probopass, Antique Sail Fossil, Luxio, Eradicate, Epokipad, Reverse Hollow Luxio. Mr. Bailiff, since you're in this set, help me out. Reverse Hollow Pokeball, and a Hollow Superior. Not what the defense needed from Exhibit G. Exhibit H. I really do. This is the reason we do a retrial, because the mistrial was given, and you know that just means that there was a hung jury, something happened, and mistrial was declared. So we're going for the retrial. Same exact evidence as before, just possibly a different exhibits. And I do have to say, currently, it's not looking too good for the defense. I don't think as we get into the last exhibit, Steel Energy, Energy Surge, Furfro, Tyrunt, Servine, Meowstic, Tarragon, Drapion, Reverse Hollow Hawlucha, Reverse Hollow Nosepass, and a Hollow Dugong. Oh boy, for the last exhibit from the defense, that is not what you want to see going in to closing arguments. Before getting into closing arguments, I will say that the next couple releases for Pokemon, Chaos Rising being the next one, all look like small sets, so I think we're going to see a lot of the market and things like that kind of coming back down to reality. More people are going to be able to get their hands on product. Every place I've gone has had Perfect Order on the shelves. So we like to complain about sets, and we like to say that they're not the best because they don't have a Charizard or one of the big hitters like that. But it's these sets that are for the players and are also going to kind of get the scalpers out and get product back into the hands of actual fans. So there is a deep appreciation I have for these sets on that level, as well as there is some really good art in Perfect Order. And I'm excited to see what Chaos Rising has to bring. And we all know of the announcement from Pokemon that the 30th anniversary set will be coming out later this year, I believe in September. So I think we're going to be seeing some small sets all the way up until then, if I had to guess. So, closing arguments for this Perfect Order retrial. Can they, beyond a reasonable doubt, be convicted? Or will they be found not guilty? Let's get into it. We have the Water Energy, Dedenne, Ariados, Staryu, Fletchling, Barbarcle, Aromatisse, Rose's Encouragement, Reverse Hollow Dugong. Bailiff Snorlax, help us one last time here. Reverse Hollow Rattata, and a Rocky Energy. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that concludes the trial or the retrial of the Perfect Order ETB. The opening arguments very strong with the Tyrunt promo card. The defense's arguments through exhibits While there was some very good arguments as seen in the Doublade IR, the Yveltal EX, and the Mega Zygarde EX, the overall basis of their argument, as shown in the closing arguments, was rather weak. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I, the Honorable Card Counsel, pass judgment in the sentence for the Perfect Order ETB as guilty of fraud. The exhibits from the defense were lacking, for a lack of better words. There was not a whole lot there. There were plenty of holes in their story, and sadly, we have to find them guilty of fraud. This is not perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I thank you for taking your time to attend today's retrial of the Perfect Order ETB. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with my ruling, or if you think I got it wrong, why do you think I got it wrong? And with that, court is now in recess. Thank you all for attending.